Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So I honestly just wanted to film a straight from the heart video, and someone had asked me to make another hopeful video, and I just want to say that I have been feeling just so incredible the last couple of weeks, and my life is changing and I've been having some apprehension about that. My mom is moving out. And if you know about my story, I'll be 43 in March, and I was on my own for 17 years from the beginning of 2003 till the end. The beginning of 2003 till the end of 2019, and living in a different city from my family. And then this withdrawal experience, brought me back to my hometown after that many years away, and I was living with my mom at age 37 again. And when I got really bad after I reinstated, my mom was like rocking me to sleep. And because I just had so much insomnia, and I had so much anxiety, so much fear, such severe intrusive thoughts, akathisia, burning body, vibrations, tinnitus, everything. And my mom would just she would literally like hold me in her arms and just like try to rock and soothe me. And if I fell asleep, then it was a terrible sleep. And then I would wake up and I would immediately go to her room and get in bed with her. And I was 38 when I reinstated. And if that's not a humbling experience, I don't know what is. And it was just the most painful experience of my life, and it ruined so many holidays. It ruined so many experiences, because having the level of intrusive thoughts that I had for as long as I had them, and all of the other symptoms, it's hard to enjoy something like Christmas or your niece and nephew's birthdays when you have murderous, violent thoughts in your head every 3 seconds, all day, every day, and everything else. And it ruined so many good times in my life. And so anyway, my mom and I have been living together since 2019, and she's moving out next month, February, and she's been on a wait list for housing for almost 2 years. And we heard about 3 weeks ago, I think it was, that she'll be able to move February 15th. And it's been a long time in the making. And I had a lot of anxiety when I heard about her moving out, just because I was like, I haven't been on my own in almost 10 years. I lived on my own until from 2003, well, with roommates or alone from 2003 to 2017. And then I lived with my baby's dad from 2017 to 2019, and then moved home and have been with my mom ever since. And so it's a big deal. I haven't been a mom yet on like living on my own. So that's going to be definitely a new challenge. And I haven't lived on my own since 2016. So yeah, big changes, but I've just been feeling so blessed and so thankful, and just having a clear head and being able to relax and sleeping like a baby every night, and just being able to just relax and enjoy a TV show with my daughter, and be able to concentrate and be able to work and be able to, because I was on disability for 2.5 years because of this, and to be able to be self-sufficient again and overcome the greatest challenge of my life. Even though I almost died, I had 2 close brushes with death from other experiences in my life, but yet this is the one thing that was far more difficult than those other things. And I've just been feeling so grateful, and just knowing that I sort of have this second chance. It really is an incredible thing, because a lot of people, myself included, went through life and took a lot of things for granted. Even though I had gotten a chronic disease at age 16 and nearly died from that, and had the highest blood sugar they had ever seen, and was semi-comatose and in the hospital for 2.5 weeks, and, almost didn't make it at age 16, you know, that changes your life in a profound way. But I still took things for granted and learned to just live with diabetes, and it didn't have nearly the same impact that withdrawal had on me. And I just, yeah, I just kind of went through the motions of life like most people. And now, you know, I just am so grateful for being able to get up in the morning and have a coffee and be able to drink pop if I want, and be able to exercise again, and be able to sleep again, and be able to think straight again, and be able to just like, even another thing I wanted to share was because people ask me about this on my channel. So I avoided supplements and other things like the plague after I took benzos and had my adverse reactions to my reinstatement, because I was deathly afraid of anything in the shape of a pill. I mean, I was scared of many, many things because I also had a hair dye reaction. And so I was afraid of anything that could be chemically laden at all. I was scared of nail polish. I was scared of shampoo. I was scared of everything. And I felt like I was getting a urinary tract infection about a week ago. And I haven't taken an antibiotic since 2022. And I was someone, because of my chronic disease past, would take antibiotics every 3 months or more. And it's been like 2.5 years since I've taken an antibiotic, nearly. And I was like, oh, I hope this isn't a UTI. I don't want to take an antibiotic. And I was like, okay, but I'm not going to take anything or until I know for sure, like it's confirmed. And obviously, like, I would need an antibiotic from a doctor. And so I wouldn't just take one prophylactically or anything. I need to know if this is what I have. And so in the meantime, because I was like, well, I'm just gonna see if I can knock this out with D-mannose. And I've taken D-mannose before, like in my recovery, but I always took half doses, and I always, you know, but this time I was like, I started out with half of the full day's dose, and then I worked up to the full day's dose. And I don't think I've taken a full dose of a supplement ever, like since this happened to me. And I did, and I tolerated it just fine. I mean, it gave me a little bit of gastric upset, but it was nothing withdrawal related. And I tolerated it. I took it for 4 days at full strength. And I ended up getting tested at the doctor for multiple different things, and everything was negative. Turns out it's a perimenopause hormonal thing. But that was another thing where I'm like, man, I was able to tolerate a full dose of a supplement. And even people might say, well, D-mannose, that's nothing. I mean, you become afraid of absolutely everything, especially, I think we have so much trauma around anything, even in the shape of a pill. And so that at least that's been my experience, among other things and other chemicals. And so I was so happy that I can do that again and drink coffee again and drink pop, because I avoided those things for a long time as well. And now I drink them fine. And just to be able to get your life back, and not only get your life back, but just have this new appreciation for everything. And I still feel that way. And I have felt like I've been better for quite some time now. But I did have issues when I got COVID. I've shared that on this channel. But I'm right back. I feel like I'm right back to where I was again. And in the sense that I feel like I just feel like I'm back to normal, and it's an amazing feeling. And I just wanted to share that because I'm just so grateful. I'm just so grateful. And I've been expressing that to so many people lately that I've talked to and been talking to. I've made a lot of friends on this journey. And even with people that I was coaching, I've, become close with some of them, quite close, and just been expressing how grateful I am, just that I feel so well, and never thought I would make it back to this, and had my exit plan and wrote my note. And I'm just grateful that I'm where I am, because I have this incredible daughter, and it's weird because the things that all kind of happened to get me where I am, because again, if you know my story, sex was an escape for me. And it was pretty much the only time, other than when I was asleep, that I was like in the moment and not in symptoms, and not aware of symptoms and hyper aware of everything going in my body and mind. And that was how I ended up getting pregnant. And I don't think that would have ever happened. Maybe it would have. I obviously don't know what the alternative universe would have brought, but that was my escape. And I just was like, I would look so forward to that escape. It was the only time I really felt I had reprieve, except like, especially early on. And as time went on, I started getting glimmers and whatever in the evenings, but in the beginning, it was just so bad that was the only thing that would kind of pull me out of myself. And so I got pregnant. Now I have this amazing daughter. That all was a miracle, because it shouldn't have been able to happen because of my age and my history with hormone issues and chronic disease problems. And I just feel like all these things fell into place. And so I have this amazing daughter, and now my mom's moving out, and I have this incredible place to live, and I'm able to provide for myself again and my daughter, and I'm off disability, and I just have this new appreciation for life and for my health and for my mind, and just like, it's just amazing to me. And so I hope that brings you some hope, because I know you can't really compare who's worse and who's not so bad, because most of it is subjective, and it's the person experiencing it that feels it, and it's hard to measure. You can't really measure it. And although I did have, I guess, a diagnosed movement disorder that you could see, that was really the only thing you could see. Everything else that was so incredibly horrific, the mental stuff especially, but also, the tinnitus and the burning and the squeezing and the tensing and the vibrating, the vibrations, all of those type of things, the restlessness, the inability to relax, the insomnia. You can't really see that or measure it. It was just the movements that you could see, and the outward tremors when I had those. And so, yeah, like and I've talked about it. You can't really compare who's actually objectively worse. But I would say my case was pretty extreme. Just the fact that I had nonstop intrusive thoughts every couple seconds of every day for over 4 years, and the jerking and the tactile hallucinations and the sensations and just everything I've described in my videos. It was a pretty bad case. And like I said before, I had long-term SSRI use plus disastrous reinstatements, and then trialing 10 other drugs in every class. Antipsychotics, benzos, antidepressants, anticonvulsants, sleeping pills, beta blockers. So yeah, I hope that gives you some hope. And, just, it really is true. And the people that I've talked to, and I've asked some of the people that have made full recoveries that I've known and know fairly well, if they would come on and share their story, and they're just not there yet, and they want to just enjoy kind of living their life right now. And I'm like, that's fine, because I've asked some people to be on my channel, and it hasn't happened yet, and that's okay. But I just share my own story because I hope it gives you some hope. And my point was that those people who have gotten well have also said that they feel that same way that I do, where they feel this renewed appreciation for life. So I'll leave it at that. Let me know how you're doing, and I'll see you next time. Bye.